The reason it's fun to tell stories for children is that I get to relive the fun that I had when I was 8 years old every single time that I get ready to tell a story. When I get ready to do a story about a mermaid, I think back to a time when I had a little glass globe and it had a mermaid inside it who was waving to me. And when I do a story about a mermaid, that whole scene of my childhood comes back to me.
Ever since childhood, Gail Haley has been telling stories from her imagination, writing them down, and creating her own colorful illustrations to go with the words. By now, she has written and illustrated more than 30 books. Gail Haley has won many awards for her work, including the Caldecott Medal for Best Picture Book.
The world is full of stories. I find stories just everywhere. Mountains remind me of stories about to happen, stories that have happened. I like to paint mountains. Sometimes I think about the fact that the mountains look like earth giants who just laid down to sleep and never got up again.
The mountains of North Carolina, where Gail Haley lives, are the setting for two of her books, Jack and the Bean Tree and Jack and the Fire Dragon. She based both stories on traditional tales that have been told by mountain people here for hundreds of years.
One of the things that I can do with my illustrations is take you back across time. And so that's one of the reasons why I use a lot of different techniques, to get you into the feeling of what a kid of that period would have seen.
Gail Haley always makes the style of her pictures match the words of the story she's telling, so she chooses her illustration techniques carefully. For several books, she carved linoleum blocks, which can take days for each picture. When the linoleum is covered with ink, the parts that are not carved away print rich black lines. Then, on the finished print, she adds bright watercolors or inks. A different story demands a different kind of illustration.